The Quantum Paradox. Chapter Number 1. Opening the wormhole. Captain Alex Reed stood with his hands clasped behind his back in the control room of the research vessel, Odyssey. The sleek, state-of-the-art ship had cost the government billions of dollars, but Alex knew it was worth it. The Odyssey was on a mission to make history, to be the first ship to travel through a wormhole and explore another galaxy. Alex had spent years preparing for this moment, working alongside the brightest minds in quantum physics and astrophysics, and battling funding cuts, criticism and setbacks. But now, as he watched the countdown clock on the holoscreen, he felt a mix of excitement and fear. 10 seconds to wormhole activation, the lead scientist, Dr. Emily Chen, called out. Alex felt his pulse quicken, his muscles tensing. This was it. The Odyssey was about to embark on an incredible journey, one that would change the course of human history. 5 seconds. Dr. Chen continued, her voice now a little shaky. 4, 3, 2, 1. The control room was filled with a dazzling white light as the wormhole came to life. Alex could feel the ship's engines roaring, pushing them forward into the unknown. He watched as the stars outside the ship stretched and distorted, the ship's hull vibrating with the strains of the wormhole's energy. Alex felt a sudden jolt, his ears popping, as the Odyssey was hurled through the wormhole at breathtaking speed. For a moment, the ship felt weightless, as if they were drifting in a sea of pure energy. But then, as quickly as it had started, the journey was over. The hull of the ship shuddered as they emerged from the wormhole, and Alex squinted as the bright white light faded, revealing a vast and unfamiliar universe beyond. The control room was silent as the crew stared out at the endless expanse of stars and galaxies before them. Alex felt a surge of excitement and wonder, but it was tempered by a sense of unease. They had no idea what awaited them in this new galaxy, what dangers or wonders lay ahead. But one thing was certain. They had made history, and nothing would ever be the same again. Chapter Number 2. The Anomaly. The crew of the Odyssey spent the next several weeks exploring the new galaxy, cataloging planets and stars, and gathering data that they would spend years analyzing. Alex felt a sense of awe and excitement with every new discovery they made, but he couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. Captain, we've detected an anomaly, Dr. Chen called out as she studied her monitors. It's emitting a powerful energy signature, but we can't identify its source or what it's doing. Alex frowned. Anomaly? They had come across several strange phenomena in the galaxy, but this was the first time his scientists had called something an anomaly. Can you give me more information? He asked, moving to stand next to her. Dr. Chen shook her head. I've never seen anything like this. It's as if the energy is fluctuating and pulsing, but there's no discernible pattern. It's also emitting a strange radiation signature that's interfering with our sensors. Alex felt a knot form in his stomach. The anomaly could be anything, a natural phenomenon, a hostile alien weapon, or something even more dangerous. He knew he had to investigate. Prepare a drone and send it in to get a closer look, he ordered. But keep the Odyssey at a safe distance. The drone was launched, and the crew watched anxiously as its cameras transmitted back live footage of the anomaly. It was a swirling, chaotic mass of energy, pulsing and writhing like a living thing. But there was something else too, something that made Alex's blood run cold. Captain, the drone has detected a foreign energy signature within the anomaly, one of the engineers called out. It's unlike anything we've ever seen before. Alex's mind raced. This was no natural phenomenon. There was something inside that anomaly, something that could be of great significance, or great danger. Prepare a team to board a shuttle and investigate, he said, his voice firm. We need to know what we're dealing with. The team was assembled quickly, and they boarded the shuttle with a sense of trepidation. As they approached the anomaly, they could feel the hull of their ship vibrating, and see the strange energy pulsing all around them. They entered the heart of the anomaly, the energy surging and writhing around them. Suddenly, Their shuttle was hit by a massive surge of power, and everything went dark. Alex's heart pounded as he tried to contact the shuttle, but there was no answer. Had they been destroyed by the energy of the anomaly? Or had they found something they weren't supposed to see? The crew of the Odyssey waited anxiously for any sign of life from the shuttle, but there was nothing. Hours passed, turning into days, and Alex felt a sense of despair creeping over him. Had they lost their crew to the anomaly? But then, a faint signal came through. The shuttle had survived, albeit badly damaged. And the crew had discovered something incredible, something that could change the course of human history once again. Alex felt a surge of excitement as he heard what they had found. But he couldn't shake the feeling that there was still so much they didn't know about this galaxy, and the dangers that lay within it. The anomaly may have been just the beginning. Chapter number 3. The quantum detective The Odyssey continued its exploration of the new galaxy, but the crew couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched. It was subtle, almost imperceptible, but they all felt it, a sense of unease that was impossible to ignore. Alex had delegated most of the scientific duties to his team, but he still spent most of his time in the control room, keeping a constant watch on their surroundings. He had a nagging feeling that something was off, that they had missed something important. But then, they received a distress signal from another ship, the Orinoco. They had been tracking the Orinoco's progress for weeks, and had been planning to rendezvous with them soon. But now, it seemed something had gone wrong. As they approached the Orinoco, they could see that it was badly damaged. The hull was scorched and pitted, and several of the thrusters were clearly damaged. Alex's team of engineers made quick work of securing the Orinoco's airlock, and Alex himself was the first to step aboard. The ship was eerily silent, the only sound the hum of the emergency lighting. "Hello?" he called out cautiously. "Is anyone here?" There was no answer. Alex moved cautiously through the corridors, his hand resting on the hilt of the laser pistol at his side. He didn't know what had happened to the Orinoco, but he had a feeling there could be danger lurking around every corner. As he rounded a corner, he saw movement out of the corner of his eye. He spun around, and saw a figure disappear around another corner. "Hey!" he called out, running after the figure. But when he caught up, he found the corridor empty. He frowned, scanning the area for any signs of life. It was then that he noticed something odd. The air around him was shimmering, as if some kind of energy field was overlaying it. He activated the scanner on his wrist, and his eyes widened as he saw the data. There was something there, something that shouldn't be there. It was a quantum field, one that was interfering with the scanning equipment and causing strange distortions in the air. Alex felt his blood run cold. He had heard of quantum fields before, but he had never seen one in person. They were notoriously dangerous, and could cause all kinds of anomalies and distortions in space-time. He moved quickly back to the Odyssey, calling out orders to his team. "We need to scan the entire ship for quantum fields," he said, his voice tense. "And we need to do it now." It took several hours, but they finally managed to identify 3 quantum fields on the Orinoco. Alex knew that they had to neutralize them, not just for the safety of their own ship, but for the balance of the entire galaxy. Working with Dr. Chen, Alex developed a plan to neutralize the fields. They would need a specially calibrated laser to pinpoint and disrupt each field. It was a delicate operation, and there was no guarantee that it would work. But Alex knew that they had to try. Humanity had come too far, overcome too many challenges, to let something like a quantum sabotage their mission. Hours later, exhausted but victorious, Alex and his team returned to the Odyssey. The quantum fields had been neutralized, and the Orinoco was safe once more. But the experience had left Alex with a newfound respect for the dangers of quantum physics, and a sense of unease about what perils lay ahead. Chapter number 4. The enemy within. As the Odyssey continued its mission, the sense of unease on board grew more pronounced. Alex had a nagging feeling that something was wrong, that they were missing something important. And then, one day, it all became clear. One of the crew members had been working with a group of rogue scientists, secretly experimenting with quantum technology and trying to harness its power for their own gain. Alex couldn't believe what he was hearing as the traitor was brought before him for questioning. He had trusted this crew member, had thought that they were all committed to the mission of exploration and discovery. But now, it seemed that there were those who saw the galaxy as something to conquer, not to explore. They saw the power they could wield, the advantages they could gain, and had no qualms about turning against their own kind to achieve their goals. Alex knew that they had to root out the other members of the rogue group, had to keep their technology out of the wrong hands at all costs. They were a threat not only to the mission, but to the entire galaxy. He spent the next several days locked in discussions with his team, trying to come up with a plan to track down and neutralize the rogue scientists. He knew that they had to act fast, before the group could do any further damage. And then, he had an idea. The rogue scientists had been working on a new kind of quantum device, one that could theoretically generate energy at levels that could power entire cities. Alex sent out a message, posing as a member of the rogue group and requesting a meeting to discuss their latest project. The group took the bait, and Alex was able to track their location. He assembled a team of his most trusted crew members, and they boarded a shuttle bound for the rogue facility. The operation was a success, but not without its risks. The rogue scientists had seen Alex's message as a sign of trust, and had not been expecting an attack. They put up a fierce fight, but ultimately, Alex's team was able to capture them and neutralize their quantum technology. As they made their way back to the Odyssey, Alex felt a sense of relief, but also a sense of sadness. These were people who had turned against their own kind, who had placed their own ambitions above the safety and well-being of the galaxy. And yet, they were still human, still capable of incredible things. But Alex knew that their mission was too important to let rogue scientists threaten its success. They had come too far, overcome too many obstacles, to let something as petty as greed get in the way of their achievements. And so, he vowed to remain ever vigilant, to watch for any signs of those who would threaten their mission once again. Chapter number 5. Paradoxes and Possibilities. The Odyssey continued its exploration of the new galaxy, uncovering new wonders and mysteries with each passing day. But Alex couldn't help but wonder, what was their ultimate goal? What was the endgame of this mission of exploration and discovery? It was a question that he had wrestled with for months, but could never quite answer. They were uncovering incredible new technologies, making strides in quantum physics that would have been unimaginable just years ago. But what was the point of it all? These thoughts were interrupted, however, when the Odyssey received a strange transmission from deep within the galaxy. It was a distress signal, but not from any ship or planet. It was a repeating signal, one that seemed to be coming from far into the future. Alex and his team of scientists were intrigued. They knew that it was impossible for a signal to travel backwards in time, and yet here was one, seemingly defying the laws of physics. They began running simulations, trying to unravel the mystery of the signal. They hypothesized that it was a transmission from a future version of themselves, as impossible as that seemed. But the more they analyzed the signal, the more it seemed that it was indeed a message from the future. Alex knew that they had to investigate. Perhaps this was the answer he had been seeking, the ultimate goal of their mission. They assembled a team and set out to follow the signal's coordinates, plunging deep into the uncharted regions of the galaxy. As they approached their destination, they were hit by a surge of energy, as if they had entered a quantum anomaly. The Odyssey shook, and the crew braced themselves for impact. When they emerged from the anomaly, they found themselves in a new section of the galaxy. But this was no ordinary space. The laws of physics seemed to be twisted and distorted. Time itself seemed to flow in fits and starts, creating an eerie sensation that made the crew feel queasy with disorientation. But they pressed on, following the signal closer and closer to its source. And then, they saw it, a massive object, pulsing with energy and surrounded by a halo of light. It was a trans-dimensional portal, a gate that led to an unimaginable future. Alex felt his heart racing as he studied the portal, his mind awash with all the possibilities of what lay beyond. The future was a vast, unknown territory, full of paradoxes and dangers that were impossible to predict. But it was also full of potential, of new discoveries and revelations that could fundamentally change the course of human history. The team began running scans, trying to discern the nature of the portal and what lay beyond. But the readings were conflicting, indecipherable in the face of the sheer magnitude of the portal's power. Alex knew that they had to make a decision, whether to step through the portal and face the unknown, or to turn back and continue their mission of exploration. It was a choice that would impact their entire future, and might even threaten the very fabric of reality. He took a deep breath, and made his decision. It was time to embrace the unknown, to step through the portal and explore the uncharted possibilities of the future. Chapter number 6. The final countdown. Alex and his team stood before the portal, their hearts racing with excitement and fear. They knew that they were about to embark on a journey that would take them beyond anything they had ever experienced before. But as they prepared to step forward, they heard a warning signal blaring from the Odyssey. Alex turned to his team, his face set in a grim expression. "We have to go back," he said, his voice firm but filled with regret. "Our mission isn't over yet." They made their way back to the Odyssey, where they found a group of rogue ships laying siege to their vessel. These were the same rogue scientists they had captured and neutralized earlier, and they had come back for vengeance. Alex knew that they were outmatched. The rogue ships had superior technology and numbers. But he also knew that they couldn't give up on their mission. The stakes were too high, the consequences too dire. And so, he led his team into battle, fighting with every ounce of strength and determination they had. Laser beams blazed across the void of space, explosions shook the ship, and the crew fought on, driven by a sense of duty and honor. It was a brutal and savage fight, one that raged on for hours with no clear winner in sight. But Alex refused to back down, refused to let the rogue scientists derail their mission. And then, in a split-second decision, he deployed a risky maneuver that he had been saving for just such an emergency situation. He activated the Odyssey's experimental quantum cannons, unleashing a wave of energy that decimated the enemy ships. The rogues were defeated, scattered across the stars. But victory came at a high cost. The Odyssey had taken heavy damage, and their mission had been set back by months, if not years. Alex and his team worked tirelessly to repair the damage, relying on their expert knowledge of quantum physics and engineering to get them back on track. But the delay weighed heavily on them, and Alex couldn't shake the feeling that they were running out of time. Days turned into weeks, as they continued to make their way deeper into the new galaxy. But the sense of urgency weighed heavily on them, driving them ever onwards. And then, one day, they received an urgent message from Earth. A massive rogue planet was hurtling towards the galaxy, on a collision course with their very location. If they didn't find a way to stop it, they would all be doomed. Alex felt a sense of desperation fill him, but he also knew that this was their ultimate test. They had prepared for the worst, had trained and studied for every possible scenario. This was their chance to prove themselves, to turn the tide of fate in their favor. The team worked tirelessly, using all of their knowledge of quantum physics and technology to create a device that could halt the rogue planet in its tracks. It was a risky plan, one that relied on the very fabric of space-time to succeed. But they had no other options. In a final, breathless countdown, they deployed their plan, firing the device into the path of the rogue planet. There was a moment of tense silence, as they waited for the device to take effect. And then, with a surge of energy that shook the galaxy to its core, the rogue planet was brought to a halt. Alex and his team let out a cry of triumph, knowing that they had saved the galaxy from certain doom. They had proven their worth, had shown that they were capable of overcoming even the most impossible odds. As they made their way back to Earth, Alex felt a sense of accomplishment wash over him. They had accomplished something great, had made strides in science and technology that would change the course of human history forever. But he also knew that there were more mysteries to uncover, more challenges to face in the vast, uncharted void of space. And he was ready to face them, to embrace the unknown and unlock the secrets of the universe. Chapter number 7. The Quantum Resolution. Alex and his team landed on Earth to a hero's welcome, hailed as the saviors of the galaxy. They had accomplished something truly incredible, had overcome impossible odds to avert a disaster that would have had catastrophic consequences for the entire universe. But even as the celebrations raged on, Alex couldn't help but feel a sense of unrest. There were still so many unknowns, so many mysteries left to uncover. They had made incredible strides in quantum technology, but there was so much more to learn. He knew that they couldn't simply rest on their laurels, couldn't allow themselves to become complacent. The galaxy was vast and full of danger, and they had to remain vigilant if they were to continue their mission of exploration and discovery. And so, he assembled his team once more, and they set off on a new voyage of discovery. Their mission was to delve even deeper into the mysteries of quantum physics, to uncover new truths and unlock new secrets. Their journey took them to the very edge of the galaxy, where they discovered a strange energy anomaly that seemed to defy all known laws of physics. It was a tear in the fabric of space-time, and Alex knew that they had to explore it, to uncover its secrets and learn what lay beyond. He led his team into the anomaly, feeling a sense of exhilaration and fear as they hurtled through the tides of energy and light. And then, they emerged on the other side, blinking in shock as they surveyed their surroundings. It was a new galaxy, one that was different from any they had ever seen before. The laws of physics were twisted and distorted, creating a world that seemed to exist on a completely different plane of reality. Alex and his team set out to explore this new world, encountering strange new creatures and phenomena along the way. They faced danger at every turn, but they also made incredible discoveries, uncovering secrets that had been hidden for millions of years. And then, one day, they faced their greatest challenge yet. They encountered a group of rogue quantum scientists, who had been experimenting with a new device that could create black holes at will. It was a weapon of immense power, one that threatened to destroy the very fabric of space-time. Alex and his team were outnumbered and outmatched, facing overwhelming odds against their enemies. But they refused to give up, refused to let the rogue scientists threaten everything they had worked so hard to achieve. In a final, desperate fight, Alex and his team managed to neutralize the device, using all of their knowledge of quantum physics and strategy to outmaneuver their enemies. It was a hard-won victory, one that would go down in history as one of the greatest achievements of human civilization. They had faced impossible odds, had stared into the abyss of the unknown and emerged victorious. But Alex knew that their mission was far from over. There were still so many mysteries left to uncover, so many challenges left to face. And he was ready to meet them head-on, to explore the uncharted realms of the universe and unlock the secrets of quantum physics. For him and his team, the journey was just beginning.